St. Thomas Aquinas' second way, the way of efficient cause. Now, he got the notion of efficient cause from our good dead friend Aristotle, and roughly put, for Aristotle, efficient cause doesn't mean that it's really, effective, like getting really good gas mileage in a car. The efficient cause of something you can look at as the primary entity that brings about the effect. For example, the parents would be the efficient cause of the child. Now, he begins as he does with all the 5 ways, with an empirical starting premise, which is this. In the world of sensible things, sensible in the sense of can be sensed, as opposed to being, having common sense, he claims we find an order of efficient causes. Secondly, he claims that a thing cannot be the efficient cause of itself. And the reason for this, and you may be wondering, why do I have the picture of the TARDIS, a time and space machine there? And here's why. In order for something to be the efficient cause of itself, it would have to be prior to itself, which according to Aquinas is impossible. Now, this argument gets short-circuited if time travel is possible, but Aquinas didn't seem to think of it as a possibility, or perhaps even think of it. Now, with efficient causes, he claims this can't go on to infinity. A causes B, B causes C, etc. to infinity. And the reason why is this. Because in all efficient causes, following in order, the first cause is the cause of the intermediate cause. The intermediate cause is the cause of the ultimate cause, whether the immediate cause is several or one. Now he continues the reasoning in the following way. If you were to take away the cause, you would take away the effect. So, if there was no first cause among efficient causes, there would be no ultimate and no intermediate cause. So, if in efficient causes it was possible to go on to infinity, again, we'd end up in one of those infinite regresses we talked about earlier, making it, effectively impossible. There will be no first efficient cause, no ultimate effect, no intermediate efficient causes, which he claims, all of which is plainly false. Now, how would this, play out, so to speak? Well, if you were to let's take the analogy to, this is not from Aquinas, this is me adding additional explanation. So suppose we take people. So we've got, in the case, the one furthest to the right is the current person, and then we've got the person's parents, and then we've got their parents' parents. So you've got the current person, you got the parents, then you've got the grandparents. So if somehow we can think of these as efficient causes. So the grandparents are the efficient cause of the parents are the efficient cause of the child. So if they were to be taken away, say through time travel, for example, and if the grandparents never existed and faded away, then of course you would have the parents cease to be, and then of course you wouldn't have that person. So you can imagine, some sort of time travel sci-fi story where someone goes back in time and wipes out their grandparents. And of course the grandfather paradox is such that if they do this, they would eliminate themselves, and of course they couldn't go back. But the point of this here is, given Aquinas' reasoning, if you were to take away the first efficient cause, then you would have nothing now. Again, it's essentially an infinite regress argument. So he concludes there must be a first efficient cause. Otherwise, we'd have nothing now, because we'd be in this infinite regress. And he says we must have a first efficient cause to which everyone gives the name God. So kind of a quick recap is this. Roughly put, you have an order of causes. If this went on to infinity all the way, back with no beginning, there could be nothing now, infinite regress. So there has to be something that is the first efficient cause, that itself is uncaused, that causes everything else. And that concludes the second way, the way of efficient cause. And next we'll take a look at the fifth ways, we'll look at the third way, the way of possibility and necessity.